coming back with a new record, definitely 3 years, it's definitely a weird feeling. I feel like it was important to have that much time off though between the releases, because we just had a bunch of ideas that were sort of harboring up, and you know, we thought we didn't want to rush a record that we didn't know we could put all our efforts into.
Yeah, it was kind of a good time, I think, for our band, because we really just kind of were able to like be at home for a while and kind of relax and just have, you know, we kind of are always writing and stuff, but it was good to have that much time to just kind of ease into it and just make, you know, when we made the record coming back after so long, it was like kind of, it felt, I guess, just right. As weird as that sounds, like it just kind of
Happening naturally.
Happened. We weren't like, we didn't force anything. We kind of were able to make the record that we really wanted to make, I think. So
it's like, I don't think we ever really want to be pigeonholed to a certain scene or a certain sound, and I think that, yes, chances are if you stuck by a particular sound or stylistically, you know, people recognize as that. But my favorite artists personally, and I think our band collectively, are the artists that are taking chances and doing different things, and you expect something new every release. I mean, you wouldn't want the same story from the same author and over and over and over again. People should be excited about new material and new music in general. So, and I think success is a subjective thing. I would think that this is our most successful record to date because of us trying different things. In my opinion, at least.
Yeah, and who knows really what the reaction would have been to a more, I guess, standard like pop punk record. But yeah, we just, even kind of tying in with the last thing, we just really made what we felt, you know, like making, and it was a good thing. So I think, yeah, none of us really think about that kind of thing too much. We kind of just are happy about the fact that people just like it at all for what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's always good when bands and friends and stuff like your music. So yeah, I think on one hand we kind of take that and embrace, because it's great if you know, there's like a more, I guess, a bigger band than us that likes us and wants to show us to their fans, like that's cool. And at the same time, you know, we want to be able to embrace that while still, you know, offering our own side of things that's not necessarily just what these specific kind of people like, if that makes sense.
Because I think as like a showgoer too, I mean, if you remember seeing an opening band or a direct support for a band and you never heard them before, but they did something completely different, for me personally, I've always remembered bands that do that. You know, like I would go see, you know, I'm trying to think of a show comes to mind. Went to go see Cursive once, and there's a band called Eastern Youth that they did a split with, and they're like a Japanese band, and like totally different. I mean, obviously language barrier, but also just musically and sonically. I just remember that show so vividly because they were so bizarre. And whether or not it was something you liked, you just remember it. I think it's important that artists, like headliners, take out bands that are going to offer new alternatives. Because there was a time in, like, you know, when the scene like Coalesce could play with Death Cab for Cutie, and it was completely normal. And I think it's cool when bands do that.
As far as a first-hand experience of how the music industry is, like, we're not a band that like profits from like record sales really, or benefits from that kind of thing. So I can see how it's way different with like the digital age and how easy it is to have access to music. But I don't know, I think as far as we're concerned, it's kind of always been the same for us. Like we really just make music and try to get it out to as many people as possible, and we're just going on tour and playing shows and stuff, and yeah, so it hasn't really affected us. And really, as far as the whole digital thing is concerned, it's really, I don't know, in my opinion, it's just the more people that hear it, the better. So if it's easy for people to get their hands on it, you know, like people can click on the Spotify thing and have all of our music right there. I mean,
it's kind of weird.
People to get into.
Yeah, I think it's weird because I think that the record industry has shifted in terms of people not buying as many records, but because of that, there's been so many different outlets via the internet. So it's almost like it's the trade-off is no one's not talking about buying records, but literally anyone could have access to your band at any possible outlet online. I mean, I think now more than ever it's important to have a band that has access to like Tumblr and Spotify and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's just snowballs. So I think it is bad for bad time to play music, but at the same time it's also a very good band if you're trying to get the word across for very little to no money.
Yeah, and really the reason you do it is because you love playing music and want people to hear it. So
yeah,
I mean, I think if you're doing it for the money, then you're doing the wrong thing anyways.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think vinyl will always be just that sort of relic of what's cool and how many variations it can be, and it'll just never go out of style. I don't know. Did it ever leave? I think vinyl has always just been like.
It's definitely made a big resurgence, I think, but I don't know. That's an interesting thing to me too, because I think it's just like everything that just goes in cycles. Like, I don't know. There was boy bands back in the day, like New Kids on the Block and stuff, and then it was dumb for a long time, and then Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, like that just whole trend recycles, and now it's starting to recycle again, and obviously very different, but
I'm still waiting for mini disc to come back.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like vinyl is just cool again. I personally think vinyl is really cool because you can get the artwork, you know what I mean? It's bigger and it's just a cool thing to have and stuff, and a lot of people like the sound of just vinyl, you know what I mean? Just playing vinyl through a record player.
It's like an experience for people.
Yeah, it's definitely cooler, so I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that it's back up. Lately, I've been listening to the new Pains of Being Pure at Heart record. I think is awesome. I've been listening to that a lot.
Nucano Burst records, really good.
Is great.
Comeback Kid.
Yeah, I think that new Comeback Kid record is awesome. What else? I don't know. Those three have been in pretty heavy rotation for me. When I'm on stage, I try to not think too hard about any specific thing because I feel like I might just mess up or something. Then I try to just have fun. Like I think we try to be as prepared as possible for playing shows, and so I like to, you know, get mentally prepared just by thinking about what I have to do, and then on stage I like to just do it. I like to just I look around at the guys all the time and laugh and have fun, and I
think me personally, I just turn instantly into like Dave mode, show mode, because it's you really can't like
love Dave mode.
Dave show mode. You can't like I can't personally think of anything else besides the show and my friends around me and just trying to bring songs to life, as lame as that sounds. But really, if I were to talk to someone who's a friend of mine, and he's like, I just can't wait to go home and make a pizza. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
But I guess some people do. I don't know.
I would say if any kid wants to start a band, just do it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Like, I mean, every band has different stories of how things happen, and things happen different ways for everyone, but just in general, like, if you have a passion or a strong feeling about something, just do it. Like, there's so many people that just talk about doing things and think of how things will be fun, or just get together with your friends and play some music. And
yeah, because it's always gonna sort of haunt you if you don't, you know, do the things that you want to do. You know, if you've always wanted to play guitar or play in a band, you're gonna think about that probably your whole life. You know, and you never really tried to do that, and that's for me, like, you know, is important. Just to listen to your heart and what you want to do. And I definitely would have regretted not ever writing songs or playing music if I didn't make that first move.
And if you want to do it, but like really do it, you know? Like, if you just kind of half-ass it and expect to, you know, do a bunch of cool stuff. No, I think it's like very transparent when a band is I guess on either side, when like you go to a show and you see a band that like doesn't really care or seem to care, even if they do, if they don't seem like they care, it's just, I don't know, I feel like you can kind of tell. And when bands are really into it, you know, it's more fun. So for kids starting bands, I just think that if you really just love it and are having a good time, it'll be fun.
It's kind of sad when it gets to the point where a tour is like a chore tour.
Yeah, shouldn't be like that.
I keep telling myself everybody sounds better than mine.